Genre: realistic fiction. Essential question: what do you think America represents to people who were not born in the United States? A Brand New American Family by Karen E. Martin. Illustrated by Chi Debra. Anna Flores gazed across the choppy gray water. She gnawed on a toasted sesame bagel. It was her favorite American breakfast, a special treat for this special day. She was so excited she could hardly swallow. "Tell me again about the statue, Papa." Anna's eyes traveled upward to the flames of the torch, sparkling in the morning sun. Anna's father smiled and tousled her hair. Lady Liberty? She was the first thing that millions of immigrants saw when they came to America. She's a symbol of freedom. His eyes shone with admiration and pride. "Before that, they came here," her mother added. She pointed to a stone building with thick reddish-brown walls along the waterfront. "They came to the castle?" "That's right, Castle Clinton. Before the Statue of Liberty was built, immigrants came right here, to this park, to register to become citizens." Anna's heart raced as she looked around the park. She could almost see the long lines of weary people waiting, people from around the world, following their dreams of starting a new life in a new country. Today, Anna and her family would follow in their footsteps and become citizens too. Mama stood and began to gather their trash. "We should go. We don't want to be late for the ceremony." Anna clapped her hands and jumped off the bench. She twirled around, her skirt flaring out to catch the breeze. Papa chuckled and grabbed her hands. The two of them swung around in circles until they were both out of breath from laughing. On the way out of the park, Papa stopped to buy them each a little American flag. Even Mama could not help grinning as she held the little flag in her hand. They set off toward the federal courthouse. Anna drank in the sights and sounds of the city around her. The streets were a maze of traffic lights and street signs. Delivery trucks with flashing blinkers clogged the side streets. Honking cars switched lanes and switched back again. Hot dog vendors and artists lined the sidewalks. Wandering tourists gawked and snapped photos, and pedestrians hustled everywhere. Broadway bustled with noise and life. Anna's mind drifted to her home country of El Salvador. It was beautiful there, but it was nothing like New York City. No place on earth was like this place. At last they arrived at the steps of the courthouse. The shiny glass and gold doors took Anna's breath away. She gulped and followed her parents through the revolving door into the building where dreams come true. One by one they passed through the security scanner. Papa had to leave his cell phone at the security desk. The officer behind the desk smiled and handed him a numbered metal tag. "You can pick up your phone after the ceremony." Papa smiled back. "Will you take our photo when it is done?" "Of course," replied the security guard. "It is the best part of my job." The courtroom buzzed with anticipation. Anna could hardly take it all in. They quickly found seats as the clerk began to call out names. First, there was a family from Ethiopia, all dressed in white, with just hints of color. A parade of faces from around the world followed, an older couple from Mexico, two tall, slim brothers from Slovenia, a young mother and son from Vietnam, and dozens more. Then Anna heard the names for which they had been waiting: Flores, Domingo, Lucia, and Anna. They jumped up and approached the desk, all smiles. Her parents eagerly signed the papers. It was happening. "All rise!" Everyone stood as the judge entered the courtroom. She took her place behind the bench. "You may be seated," declared the judge. A hush settled over the room as the judge's keen gaze swept across the faces gathered together. "Ladies and gentlemen, today you will become citizens of our great nation, the United States of America. This land will now be yours, just as it is mine. This land offers the blessings of liberty, equality, and opportunity for every citizen. But with these blessings come responsibilities. I charge you to be good citizens, to uphold the law, and to take part in our democracy. I also charge you to use your gifts and talents to make this country even greater. So, let us begin." The doors in the back of the room opened. A crowd of people jostled forward, waving to their friends and family members inside. Goosebumps popped out all over Anna's arms as she stood with her parents and raised her right hand. The judge cleared her throat. "Repeat after me. I hereby declare, on oath." Anna repeated each line faithfully, though some of the words were hard for her. Papa smiled down at her and gave her hand an encouraging squeeze. Then, as if in a dream, everyone was hugging and shouting, "Congratulations!" Music began to play, and this time Anna knew all the words. She waved her little flag in the air and sang out with pride, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light." Her heart swelled with joy, and even Papa had tears in his eyes. Papa leaned down to kiss Anna on the cheek. "What should we do to celebrate, hija?" I know." She whispered a few words in his ear, and he smiled softly. "Say cheese," the guard at the security desk called out cheerily. The brand-new American family grinned from ear to ear. "Cheese!" Click went the camera. The guard handed the phone back to Papa. Mama leaned over his shoulder to peek at the screen. "Well, how do we look as Americans?" "Perfect, mi querida. Just perfect."